spend most of the week talking about Michigan State. But instead, I'm here to talk to you folks out there about a supposed Michigan quarterback controversy for the second straight day. It's something else. So, all right. So let's get back into it. Let's dig back into it here. I think the big thing here with this Cade McNamara, JJ McCarthy thing is, I've said this before, Cade McNamara has done nothing to lose his job. And I know there's people out there that say, well, JJ gives us a better chance to win. The coaches don't think so. And I saw some negative comments saying, oh, you know, Mr. Trust the coaches and such like that. Well, yeah. Because they see a lot more that you don't see, right? Like, you might see JJ out there making an incredible play in a game when the game is decided, essentially. You know, the Dalen Baldwin touchdowns. There's some revisionist history I saw on the podcast as far as comments, but said it came at a crucial time. No, it didn't. The game was over. But the coaches get to see everything. They see everything in practice. They know where JJ McCarthy's head is at, right? They know what he needs to improve on before he is allowed in the game, right? It's just this, especially this year, when Michigan is certainly in win now mode, win for our lives mode, that there are people out there that think that the coaches are playing Cade because they just want to. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. I don't get it. It's a week that this should be a week in which everyone's excited about the prospect of this big game. What you have to understand is the offense is what the offense is. Michigan is not throwing the ball all over because it wants to run the ball because it has Blake Corum and Hassan Haskins, and they are the rushing attack is among the tops in the country, and they're winning that way. I understand. They are going to need more. I'm not saying they aren't going to need more from Cade McNamara. They are. Certainly, when they needed more from him against Wisconsin, they got more. Was it perfect? No, it was not. But certainly, it worked. When they needed more from Cade McNamara against Nebraska, they got it. Again, was it perfect? No, it was not. It's just, I understand. JJ McCarthy, I'm not saying JJ McCarthy doesn't have a special skill set and that he won't be an incredibly special player for Michigan. At the moment, he is not ready to take over the starting role. They are working to get him ready, more so in a backup role, so that if something happens to Cade, JJ is ready to go. But they've made it very clear to me, both on and off the record, Cade McNamara won the starting job fair and square. This was not a situation of, hey, we like this guy. We just like the cut of his jib. It's not how it works. So the fact that we're still discussing it is insane to me, because things are what they are, right? And I understand. You look at Oklahoma, you look at Caleb Williams and Spencer Rattler. Spencer Rattler was turning the ball over constantly, and they also weren't having the same success with the run game as Michigan was, right? Cade McNamara is not throwing the ball downfield most of the time because Michigan isn't asking him to. He needs to get better on the long passes. That is 100%. He needs to be better, especially this week against Michigan State. Cade McNamara is the fulcrum on which the Michigan State game rests, most likely, because they're going to do everything to stop the running attack. And if they are able to have success in stopping the running attack, it's all going to come down to Cade McNamara. And if things don't go well in that light, maybe you see a change. But certainly, with what's gone on so far, the way that Michigan sees Cade McNamara, no, they do not feel like they need to make a change. And I understand. There are people out there that they want to make a change, but guess what? What happens if JJ McCarthy comes in and it doesn't look, when he's facing a number one defense, everything's on the line, and like a lot of the times when he's had full drives to himself, and he gets shell-shocked. I said this, I don't even know where I said this. I don't know if I said it yesterday on here, if I said it on the podcast, but have we not forgotten Brandon Peters, for instance? Look at where Brandon Peters is now. All this potential in the world, and I would be willing to bet that a lot of the same people who are clamoring for J.J. McCarthy right now are the same people after spring 2017 were like, this is Brandon Peters' job. You know? Now that season didn't go well. Wilton certainly had his struggles early in the early going, none of which I attribute to him. It was the offensive line in my eyes that made that a really difficult go, mixed with freshman receivers. But the thing is if they put in J.J. McCarthy, the offense doesn't change. It will still look the same. That's the thing on top of it. Might he make some baffling in an amazing way type of play like we, essentially have seen a lot of the times that he's in there? Absolutely. But he also might make a baffling in a bad way type of play because he's a true freshman who's just now getting his first taste of college experience, who hasn't been through years of the rigors of practice in college football, right? It will be his time. You just have to be patient. For now, it is Cade McNamara's job. He's earned it. He deserves it. He's running the offense the way that Michigan wants him to run the offense. Now, if you want the offense to look different, that's an entirely different story. But for the most part, Michigan's been bludgeoning people on the ground and hasn't really needed to do much with the quarterback. And if you're trying to look ahead and you're saying, well, even if let's say they beat Michigan State, works out well, and you're looking ahead and saying, well, we're not going to be able to beat Ohio State this way. It kind of reminds me of an axiom about dating and this idea that if you're so focused on the future, then you're not able to enjoy the present. Let each game come as it comes. Let each play come as it comes. There's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be mistakes, of which Cade McNamara is not making a lot of them. Read some kind of drivel about someone saying, well, he's rating in the 40s, 50s, 60s, or whatever in PFF. And it's not really true. He's middle of the pack in Big Ten quarterbacks at the moment. He dropped a bit after Northwestern. He was upper third. Now he's kind of in the middle. So, and he was the number one quarterback in PFF for the first 3 or 4 weeks. So things do need to get better on his end. I'm sure he would be the first to tell you that. But I just don't know what to tell you. I've been covering football for a while, and it's just, it becomes really something else with all of the complaining and all of this hand-wringing over something that's not going to happen. So I'm here to tell you, barring something substantial, like if Cade goes out there and throws 2-3 picks early, yeah, you'll see JJ really early. And certainly he might look really good. But I don't know. That's all I got for today. It's just it's been mind-boggling to me, the hand-wringing that's going on in regards to the offense. The offense is working as advertised, and until something snaps in the other direction, they're not going to make a change because it's been working. And it's kind of like Kirk Herbstreit said on the ESPN College Football Podcast. He says it hinges on Cade McNamara, but it's like he said, what Michigan's been doing is working. Now we just need to see if it will work against Michigan State. That just is what it is. I think it will. Whether that equates into an actual win or not, I mean, that's going to come down to the offense and defense and special teams all working together. But so far, the offense is doing what it wants. It's going to have some issues here and there, just like any offense does. Even Ohio State's offense has issues here and there. It certainly had them in the first 3 weeks. But Alabama's offense has issues. It's had issues off and on throughout the year. I feel like there is a degree to people expecting perfection, and it's not always going to happen that way. And right now they want to lean on their extremely strong running game. And we'll see what happens if that gets bottled up. Didn't look good against Rutgers. I know that's why everyone's kind of cringing about it, but you know what? That's one game. See if Josh Gaddis and the offensive staff learned their lessons from that. See if Cade McNamara learned his lessons from that. All right. That's enough of that, because this is apparently all I talk about for the 24 hours. Should be talking about this game. We will going forward. All right. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.